Hello everybody, I'm Carl Beard, and today we're going to be going over how to properly inspect a full body harness. You will see slides with instructions on how to inspect a body harness, followed by a visual demonstration. Let's get started. The first part we're going to start with is the webbing of the harness. You want to grab it 6 to 8 inches apart, bend it, makes it a little easier to see any frayed edges, broken fibers, or pulled stitches. You also want to look for any burn damage or chemical damage. Check both sides and the entire harness. Next, we're going to move on to the D-ring. You want to look for any distortion, cracks, breaks, any sharp edges. Also, it should pivot freely. And check your back pad and make sure it doesn't have any damage. Next, we're going to inspect the buckle attachments. You want to look for any unusual wear, any frayed or cut fibers. You also want to check the stitching. Ensure the stitching is still in good condition and not broken. Next, we're going to check the tongue and grommets. This component usually wears down pretty fast from buckling and unbuckling all the time. But you want to look and make sure there's no broken fibers. Once again, you check your grommets, make sure they're there. They're not loose. They're not distorted. And you also want to make sure there's no extra holes being punched. Next, we're going to check the tongue buckles. You want to make sure your roller spins freely. And you want to look at the shape and make sure it's not distorted and everything functions properly. Next part we're going to get to is the buckle. I have a pass-through buckle here, but you want to look for any kind of distortion of shape, any cracks, anything like that, and also make sure it functions. It doesn't come apart, it's doing its job. And the last place we're going to inspect is the manufacturer's label. It's usually found underneath some kind of Velcro protective covering that saves it from getting destroyed by weather. Underneath it you have your label, which will give you your manufacturer, the serial number, the model number, the date of manufacture, the weight capacities, the size, the material it's made out of. You have some warning labels, and on the very back you have an inspection. What this is used for is these harnesses must be inspected by a competent person at least every 6 months. You must inspect the harness before each use, but if it's not used, it still needs to be inspected. And that's where you document your inspection. Thank you for watching. You now know how to properly inspect a full body harness. The proper inspection of a full body harness could be the difference between life or death, so be sure to thoroughly inspect each component. Remember, one fall could end it all.